Although the new car park has been in use for some time, it wasn't until this morning that Fabian Picardo, accompanied by his deputy, Joseph Garcia, and Traffic Minister Paul Balvan, marked its official inauguration. In all, there's around 1,000 parking spaces, nearly 700 for public use, and the rest available for rental or sale. The ground floor is reserved for coaches and buses. Fabian Picardo claimed that with this facility, Gibraltar has more parking than ever before.
Indeed, because if you look at the number that there were at Commonwealth Park, and when we created the park, we were able to work with the developers of King's Wharf so that we created an alternative across the road so that the numbers of parking spaces lost at Commonwealth Park were re-provided across the road. We never had both of them at the same time. So we re-provided one with the other whilst we developed this facility, which now provides more than double the number of car parking spaces than there were at Commonwealth Park. We've got about 1,014 spaces here. We've sold 326. There's still 688 available. They will be free to residents of Gibraltar who have their new EID card during the course of the day, with a small fee at night for residents, which will be lower than the fee charged to non-residents overnight, so that we have a continual movement of vehicles, because if we don't charge overnight, then this place will just be completely blocked up and nobody will be able to park, whether they're residents of the town area or people who come into the town area to work or to shop.
How much are the fees, in fact, both for locals who need to pay overnight and for visitors?
I think overnight for visitors it will be 80 pence, and for locals it will be 40 pence an hour. So you can see that we're charging half the amount that we would charge to visitors, to those who are residents of the area. But of course there is a call for the government to rent out some of these spaces and to sell more. And we're considering that, and we'll be making an announcement on that shortly, because of course we alleviate parking also by renting or by selling, because the people who want to park in the area live in the area will simply have a guaranteed parking space. It's still the same car, so we'll be able to provide for them in that way. And there have been residential parking schemes introduced in car parks in other areas of town, so we want to look at what we can do for those who live in this central area as well. It's quite a big catchment area, while still retaining the right number of parking spaces for people to be able to come in and park when they come to work and when they come to visit the town area to shop or to otherwise spend time in the center of our lovely city.
A residential parking scheme on the public highway is also in the pipeline.
Paul Balvan in particular has done a huge amount of excellent work on the strategic transport and traffic plan. That is shortly going to result in the rolling out of a residential parking scheme throughout Gibraltar. But we think it's important that the residential parking scheme should not just be something which is rolled out and then not policed. It has to be effectively policed, so people will be required to have a specific identification disc, which they'll have to renew, for which there will be a small charge. That small charge will ensure that those who have the disc are able to take advantage of having parking in their residential area. It won't be guaranteed because you won't have border parking, but you'll be having the opportunity to park in a particular area. Of course, it won't be everybody that's charged. The elderly and pensioners will not be charged, which is the way that we do things in Gibraltar, to ensure that those that most need to have these facilities are not charged. But it's something that needs to happen quickly, in my view, so that we can then settle and ripple out from here, settling the parking problems that so many people have had.
The pay-as-you-go system at Midtown Car Park will come into effect at 7 in the morning on Sunday the 14th of August.